Hello and welcome to Soul in Balance, and in this video we will be going over the Death card in Tarot, and this is card number 13 of the Major Arcana, and it is represented by Scorpio. Now the meaning of this card represents the power of regeneration. Now a lot of people get freaked out about the Death card. They kind of see it as something that's really terrible, the end, that it's all over, and then they put it back in the deck and then they're just like, no, I want to get another card. It can't be over. But no, it doesn't necessarily mean ending. It just means that something new is coming, something better is coming. Now the key words for this card is transformation, rebirth, renewal, time to move on, change of cycle, old chapter coming to a close, turning the page, change, letting go of an old mask, letting go of an old behavior, leaving the past behind, and a natural ending. Now I just want to have an example here, is that I had a pair of leggings that I loved. Like I had them for years and years, and they look so good. Like they just look so good on my ass, so good on my legs, and they just looked amazing. But then they started wearing it, like they were getting so thin and they were getting holes everywhere and they looked so faded and they looked so terrible. I refused to get rid of them because I thought there was no other better leggings out there. Like this was the only ones that were ever going to look good. And then ultimately one day I had to let them go. Like I was just like, no, all right, it's time to go. And then that's when I saw all these other amazing leggings. So it's like the door finally opens when you let go of the old, and I think that's really important to understand that, death is needed. Like we need to let go of these old things. Like how many times have you lost something or something's happened and you've been so upset about it and you thought you'd never be happy again, and then you moved on with your life, and then you look back and you're so glad that change happened. Like it was the best thing that could have happened for you, and sometimes these outside situations or external things need to happen so you get moving, because you are on a spiritual journey. Now the card image, we have a king, and this is the skeleton that we see on the horse. Now this represents an old ruling, an old pattern, an old way of doing something. And then we see the Pope. Now the Pope represents, this is a spiritual journey. This is part of your soul journey. And then we see the flag with the 5-petaled rose, and this represents rejuvenation. And then we see the young child, or, the baby, and this represents new life. There's a new life that's emerging from this situation. Now, we also see the towers of Hermes, and we see the sunrise, and it means that we're kind of moving in that direction. There's hope, there's new life in where we're going. Now, the action for this card is to leave what was, leave behind what was. Leave behind the old. As much as it's hard to do sometimes, like sometimes in a relationship, something might happen and it might be really, really bad and it's really traumatic, but it's brought you guys closer together. That was the transformation, but it's also, you have to also leave behind the old way, if that makes sense as well. Now, this is another course of action would be to move forward and understand what's past is gone, and to move towards the sunrise, move towards the new you. Like how many times have you imagined how you wish your life could be? And that's what you've got to focus on. When we go through these death and rebirth times, we really need to focus on what we really want. Like keep our mind fixated on the positive, because what we think about is what we're going to attract and what we're going to get. Now, just understanding that the old doesn't serve you anymore, that old way, those old clothes, that old way of thinking, that old pattern, that old person, that old house, that old situation, that old job, it doesn't serve you anymore. And it's time to move along, time to go to the next stepping stone of where you're going in life, the next chapter of your story. And we also have transformation of a situation. Now, it doesn't always have to represent a complete ending and that's it. It can represent a transformation. So the best course of action is just to keep moving forward and think positive and know that the best is coming for you. So I hope that was helpful, and I will see you guys soon. Bye.